A few things that you can apply to your project. In this case, there's a few techniques that you can utilize to, once you have your basic map, to add some variation to the map. You know, see here we can see, you know, that we see some clear areas where you know you have been using brushes, and that's great because you created variation on tonal values, right? But you can bring this to the next level to maybe create more contrast like this, or perhaps adding a layer of noise and then creating patches of dirt or darker areas around the model that might help you to show, you know, a little bit of, you know, dirt or age on the geometry. In addition, you can add a layer on top of that to give a tint to that layer that you just of noise that you just created. And instead of, you know, having the same color like your base map right there, you could have it tint or kind of stain your texture to create a variation from it. Okay, so that's the basic, and this is the final one. So let's see how in Photoshop I created this overlay. In this case, a very easy technique that you can use is to duplicate. Let me hide that one there on the eye. Duplicate your background copy by clicking and dragging it here on the copy. I'm going to do that right now. Okay, sometimes the video capture software for some reason with Photoshop doesn't work well, but click on over here in the icon and drag it here to the copy, the create new layer icon, and then it will create a copy of your layer. Okay, the next thing I want to do is pretty much let me put this very small. Oh, sorry about that, 10%. Okay, so that you can see it on the screen. What I'm going to do is very much select here with the select tool and drag a selection around it, which I'm going to do in a moment, and then press Ctrl T to use the transform tool and stretch it. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, once you have your selection, press Ctrl T, and I'm going to have to do this off screen because once again it's halting the process. But select this, and oh, there's my selection. Let's see if it works now. So let's press Ctrl T to get the transform tool, and while holding Shift and alternate to keep the selection center, that's what that will do. Shift and alternate down, grab one of the corners and expand it. Okay, let me do it off screen. Okay, what that does is very much expands your selection. Let me see if I can do it now, and allows you to even rotate the selection to make it slightly different than the original. That way you don't have a copy, the same copy over the same copy, but you create kind of a variation of it. When you press enter, your layer is there, but it kind of looks the same. So what did we just do? The idea is that now you go on the blending modes and start experimenting with the blending modes, you know, to see which tonal values you like. I kind of like that one. It's very close to the original, but notice the difference. You know, you have now some bigger marks, and you know, it's not exactly the same, you know, the same coverage. So that's one way you can create a variation of a layer. And then the other one that I created, that was this one with the noise and then the overlay, is basically the same process. Create a new layer and just fill it with gray, any tone of gray, any shade of gray that you would like. So go to the paint bucket tool over here and fill that layer with let's turn this one off to not confuse you. So now it has only gray. So let's go to the filters and add a render clouds effect. And this is what it does, okay? And using the same technique, I'm going to select this area and I'm going to scale it as I did before with the other one.